What is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome back to a brand new test hand video. Just filmed a brand new update for the Photon Galaxy deck here in August of 2023, and I figured before we officially sign off on the Galaxy deck for the time being, why not throw one more test hand video your guys' way? What could go wrong? I just did a test hand and ended on a pretty nice board. That happened the last time before I filmed a test hand video, so and we had a really good one. We ended on some great boards, and hopefully the same is true with this one. I think I ended on Regulus, Felgrand, number 90, and Galaxy Photon Dragon was set Droplet, 100, and Disc Coliseum. So it was a very good board. I did shuffle the deck up already beforehand, but I want to do one more quick shuffle before we get right into it. And as I shuffle, I'd also like to remind you guys, check out Imperium Duelist at the link below. I have a discount code through them, Winner Kills 10 off. If you guys use that code, you'll save 10% off your entire order on all of their amazing TCG accessories. Link to their site below. And also, don't forget to use my TCG Player affiliate link if you find yourself buying any cards or anything at all off tcgplayer.com. Link to that down in the description as well. So let's draw into our first test hand. Here we have Foolish Burial, Droplet, Galaxy Eyes, Galaxy Soldier, and Photon Orbital. I was kind of ready for these cards to be like useless, so we could do the one card Foolish Burial play. Maybe if we have time, I'll show it off really quickly at the end of the video. But for this one, I think we're just going to keep it plain and simple, and we're going to start with Galaxy Soldier, discard Galaxy Eyes to go ahead and search. And I think I want to grab Summoner here. See, this is where I find myself always going ahead and grabbing Summoner off of Soldier as opposed to Wizard. That's why one of the times I talked about it in the profile, I was like, you know, one of Wizard doesn't sound so bad. Now, what we could do here is Foolish Burial, send Wizard to the graveyard, because we still have the potential to send Jumper or Emperor off of like 100 that we search, or off of, you know, Galaxy Photon Dragon itself. And we still have a decent amount of extenders, so I'm not worried about this like a Bestial here potentially hindering our play. So I am actually going to just Foolish the Galaxy Wizard right now, because that'll give us an extra body, an extra search. We'll normal summon the Summoner, and we're going to bring out the Galaxy Wizard. And then we're going to use Galaxy Summoner to target the Soldier, make it a level 4, and we're going to go ahead and overlay into Galaxy Photon Dragon, activating its effect, detaching the Summoner. I always like to detach the Summoner, because if we do end up making a Soulflare Dragon, we get to add back the Summoner, which is key for follow-up. So now we get to search or send a Galaxy or Photon card, so we got to figure out what exactly we want here. I do want to get to a Therion play, since we do have Orbital. So I think I'm going to grab 100, and then we're going to use 100 to go ahead and send the Emperor, and then Emperor can go ahead and bring itself out. Or we could send Jumper, because I don't know if we'll really need an additional normal summon here. You know what? I am going to send Jumper, because we can get an extra deck rip here too. So we'll send Jumper, the jumpening will happen. We'll add the Expedition, we'll make Wizard a level 8. Then we'll use the Expedition, and then we'll bring out Galaxy Eyes. And now we get to take a look at their extra deck and rip a card. So that goes to the grave, and now we can equip the Orbital. Orbital will go ahead and search for Photon Vanisher. Then we can special summon Photon Vanisher, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. Then we get to go ahead and search out for, not Galaxy Eyes Afterglow, but we can search out for regular Galaxy Eyes. And we still can get Afterglow here, which is nice, because we have the Wizard on board, which is still currently a level 8. So we have that option. And we still haven't fully committed to a Therion play, so I mean, there's always the possibility of going for like a trance line if we want. But I'm just trying to think here if that's actually what we want. Ending on number 90 would be great. But I'm just thinking here, if we overlay these two for Sargus, Sargus grabs Disc Coliseum, which grabs Therion, King Regulus. We summon Regulus. And then from there, we can use, or we could just use Wizard right now, which will grab us Afterglow. And then we could summon Afterglow, make Felgrand attach, and do that. I mean, I guess that's a potential play. So we'll just go ahead and do that. We'll grab the Afterglow. We could also grab Brave, I guess, but Afterglow I think is just a lot better here. We're going to overlay both Vanisher and the Afterglow into Felgran. We'll activate Felgran, targeting itself. That's going to proc the Afterglow to summon. We'll just summon the Galaxy Eyes out of hand. And then we can go ahead and overlay both of these into... We could go into number 9 if we want. It's really up to you. I'm going to go into the Sargus, though, because I just love the Therion play. I think any on an Omni Negate sometimes is just better outright, although having the follow-up too is nice from the, what's it called? The number 90. So that's always a thing to keep in mind. We're going to add Disc Coliseum, activate it, go ahead and grab Regulus, and then we're going to special summon Regulus, and we're going to go ahead and equip the Orbital to it. And we have that board right there. We have Felgran, Sargus, Regulus, and we also took a card out of their extra deck, and we have Droplet Set, and we also have the protection from Disc Coliseum, which is actually pretty nice considering that if they try to run over a Galaxy Photon Dragon, we can protect it with the Disc Coliseum. Also, we have Sargus too in this line, which is still technically giving us follow-up. If when we do use the Felgran to negate something, we can trigger Sargus to bounce back 100, which it gives us a play next turn to be able to send Jumper, which gets us Trance, which gets us a play. So we do technically have follow-up here. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4 interruptions, plus they're down a card in their extra deck. So not a bad test hand there. Not ending on number 90 feels a little weird, but I mean, it's definitely a viable thing to do there in that scenario, if you ask me. We could also just end it on number 38 and number 90 there if we didn't do the Felgran or the Sargus line. We just use the Wizard there to grab a Trance, and then we just play from there. So that's another thing we could have done. It really just depends on what type of board you want to make. I think there's merits to both boards, where you do like number 38 and number 90, or you do Felgran and you do like Regulus, right? Because you get the Sargus as well to go with it, and the protection of Disc Coliseum. Again, it all really depends on what you're playing against. You have to really know the matchups well, on knowing what board will fare better. You know, especially if it's game 1 or game 2, right? What side deck cards might be in play. I want to say it plays around Super Poly a little bit better because we're ending on a Fire, an Earth, and a Light instead of just a bunch of light monsters. So I think maybe for that reason it's a little bit better, but like that's just one little small niche thing to try to pay attention to. But yeah, let's go ahead and shuffle up the deck here and do a cut and draw into our next test hand, where we have Vanisher, Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, Brave, Disc Coliseum, and Trance. Also apologize, my voice sounds a little shot because this is my 4th video that I've recorded today, and they've all been very long. So we're going to use Brave, reveal Vanisher, and then we're going to summon Vanisher. Go ahead and search out another Galaxy Eyes. Pretty self-explanatory plays here. Brave proving again and again why it is so clutch in this deck. And now we're going to go ahead and overlay into Galaxy Photon Dragon and pray this does not get interrupted. Because the thing here that sucks is that if they do Ash or Imperm this, detaching the Vanisher doesn't actually give us a play, because Trance, Vanisher says you can only special summon 1 Vanisher per turn, and we can't Trance it out, which is just super unfortunate. But we're going to attach the Vanisher, and we have not normal summoned. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and add 100 here, and then I'm going to activate Disc Coliseum. Disc Coliseum will search us Regulus, and then we'll activate 100 to send Orbital. I think that will work out pretty well. Then we'll activate Regulus, targeting the Orbital. Then we'll activate Orbital to go ahead and search for whatever we need here. And I think I want to grab Galaxy Soldier. We have not done used Galaxy Soldier yet, and I think that will set us up nicely. So we're going to activate Galaxy Soldier, discarding Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, Chainlink 1 Soldier, Chainlink 2 Galaxy Photon Dragon is now level 8, and we get to search for a normal summon. And I'm going to go ahead and grab Summoner here. And this is a level 8. We can normal summon Summoner here. I love saying that, normal summon Summoner. And we've got a lot of options. We've always got options. We could also grab a Wizard, but Wizard is just becoming a level 8, or it's getting us Expedition, which is getting another level 8 on field anyways, and I feel like this just gets us an extra body, so I feel like the Summoner just works better here. And we can bring out the Galaxy Eyes. That'll rip a card from the extra deck, which is important to have that out of the way. And then we can just overlay these. I think we can just keep it real simple here. We can overlay the Soldier and the Galaxy Eyes into number 90. If I could find it. Just like that. And now we can link off the Photon Dragon and the Summoner into Galaxy Eyes Soulflare Dragon, and then we can use Soulflare Dragon to go ahead and recur back to our hand the Summoner. Yeah, I think that is what that board will end on there. And if we really want to, since we have so much good follow-up, we have Summoner already, we have Trance, and we have the Galaxy Eyes in hand, which is going to give us the discard fodder to make Soulflare another interruption. We can actually just like attach Afterglow to number 90 during their turn. And that'll make it so we can rip a second card out of their extra deck. If we know we're playing against a deck, we're like, if we can hit another key card out of the extra deck, it might be really worth to do it, then we can go for that. Or, you know, you could standby phase, or it's like game 2 or 3, you're worried about Dark Ruler, you can standby phase, search out like Jumper. So if they Dark Ruler, you still have Jumper in hand, so it means they're not clearing your field in the battle phase, which is like huge, unless they have a negate for it up already. But yeah, that is it for that test hand. Let's go ahead and run through another one. All right, should be well shuffled and randomized at this point. Let's go ahead and do a quick last second shuffle into a cut. And let's draw into our opening hand. Foolish, Vanisher, Orbital, Droplet, and Orbital. We are definitely equipped to go second here with that Droplet. Our 6th card would be Expedition. Not bad. So we could start with Foolish, but I don't really see a real reason to do that just yet. So I'm just going to normal summon the Orbital. It's kind of a lackluster normal summon. We got to do it. And then we're going to go ahead and special summon Vanisher. This is like a risky situation because sometimes in this deck you'll just have to normal summon something like this to be able to play. Jumper would have been a lot better, obviously, but you can't always draw Jumper. And if this gets removed, it would be rough, but at least we have the Foolish, or it could be something like 100 that gets us Jumper, gets us Trance, which lets us try to keep playing through that. But we're going to special summon Vanisher. And it sucks that we have to use Vanisher right now, because usually that's a good level 8, well, a card that can become a level 8 under the Galaxy Photon Dragon, but we have other cards that can get us there anyways. Not such a big deal, it's just very easy access. So we're going to go ahead and add our Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. And then from here, we can go ahead and overlay into Galaxy Photon Dragon. And we're going to go ahead and activate its effect here, detaching Orbital. And we're going to go ahead and search out Galaxy Eyes. I think that will make the most sense. Right? Do I want to search Galaxy Eyes here? Or Galaxy Soldier? Yes, I do. Because now we're going to use the Foolish Burial to send Emperor. Which I guess we don't have to use it right away, but I'm just going to do it now. And we'll activate the Emperor effect to bring itself back. Hopefully they don't Bestial that. If they do Bestial that, it's going to hurt just a little bit. Yeah, it'll definitely hurt. Because, well, I guess not so much because we have the opportunity to search Brave, which still gets us to an extra body, which gets us to Regulus, which I guess it's not the end of the world. So, you know what? Let's keep it interesting. Let's say they do Bestial the Emperor, right? Let's say they Bestial the Emperor because we know what's going to happen. We're going to do full combo here. Let's pretend like we get interrupted. So we go Foolish, we dump the Emperor, they Bestial it, so that sucks for us. Now we don't have a way to, well, we still have a way to get Emperor on field. We just have to do it through Expedition, but we don't get our access to immediately an additional normal at this point. So we're going to have to go Soldier, discard Galaxy Eyes, Chainlink 1 Soldier, Chainlink 2 Galaxy Photon Dragon, and we're going to go ahead and search out. We could grab Afterglow here, but I don't see a reason to, so I am just going to stick to the game plan and add Brave if I could find it. But yeah, that definitely does hurt quite a bit. Now we're going to go ahead and use Brave, revealing the Orbital, special summoning the Brave to the field. And then we can use the Orbital, equipping to the Galaxy Soldier here, and then we can use its effect to go ahead and search. As much as I hate to say it, I think we actually just have to grab Afterglow here. We'd be able to do a lot more, obviously, if we had access to an additional normal summon. But since we're doing a scenario where our Emperor gets hit with a Bestial, we're going to have to do a little bit of a different play here. So we're going to link into Soulflare after we add the Afterglow. And we can go ahead and add back Galaxy Eyes just for an interruption. And then we can summon the Afterglow since we control a Galaxy Eyes monster. Overlay both of these. And we could, again, either go Sargus for a Regulus play, or we could go into Afterglow, or not Afterglow, into Felgran. But I think it'll probably just make the most sense at this point with what we have, just to go into number 90. And we have Droplet. So we can use the number 90 to, you know, like search out a jumper. And then we have the effect to pop here. So we can like send this to destroy something. And then we can use the Droplet sending off, for say, like the Soul Flare and the jumper to negate 2. And then we get jumper effect to go ahead and search out something like Trance. And we have that for follow-up. And we still have this to be a negate. And again, if we detach the Afterglow, we get an extra body out of it as well. So it's not like we have a very small board that doesn't do a whole lot. We're still getting some things out of it, which is always nice. And sometimes having Trance for follow-up is all we need to be able to just go for a game very, very quickly. I love being able to end the game like almost instantly. It's one of the most fun and addicting things about this deck is just the OTK potential is just like insane. So yeah, want to do a test hand, at least one test hand where we, you know, some things don't just always go our way, because that's not going to happen, obviously, in the real world. And I like to showcase that when I can. But yeah, so let's go ahead and do one more test hand here. I mean, obviously, we could simulate like getting hit with Droll and then Nib, and then we're just not doing anything. But yeah, it definitely can be rough. Those are some of the hand traps you want to watch out for. Bystial is mainly. Droll does hurt this deck quite a bit. That's obviously why we play the Bagooska in the extra deck, and I'll point out if we have it in this test hand here, like if we get Droll at a certain point, where and how we'd go for Bagooska, and also playing through Nibiru around Nibiru is easy sometimes if you open very easy Regulus lines, like, you know, Regulus plus 100 or Disc Coliseum plus Foolish, right, or easy quick rank 8 plays that maybe don't take your normal summon. It's definitely easy to play around Nib. Although Nib isn't super popular, at least in main decks right now. But yeah, we'll see. We have Prosperity, Galaxy Eyes, Rhoda, Vanisher, and Expedition. So, I mean, this is a perfect example. Like, if we go Rhoda here, and we search out Thrasher, which I kind of want to search Thrasher, but also at the same time, I'd rather just search, what is it, Jumper. But I guess like if we're talking about Droll in particular, I guess searching Jumper kind of plays into, well, I guess searching Jumper doesn't really play so much into Droll, because we're going to normal it. Well, they're going to Droll us, we're going to normal Jumper, Special Vanisher, and make Bagooska. And then the cool thing from there is that we can actually, like, when we're, like, detaching off Bagooska in the standby phase, we can detach Jumper and get a search, and that'll help us decide whether or not we want to turn our Bagooska to attack position to be able to keep playing that turn. But it's also weird here because, like, if we're not adding Thrasher now, like, when are we going to add Thrasher? Yeah, I think this hand here, I'm just going to go with my gut. I'm going to add Jumper. But again, like, if they Droll this here, we just normal Jumper, Special Vanisher, make Bagooska pass. But you know, hopefully they don't Droll us, and we can Special in the Vanisher, search out Galaxy Photon Dragon, Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, and then we can go ahead and overlay into Galaxy Photon Dragon. In this case too, like, this makes Asher Imperm on Galaxy Photon Dragon a lot less potent because you're still detaching your Jumper, which means you're still getting a card out of it regardless, which at this point we would just have to search out Trance. But we're going to be able to get to search 2 cards here. So I'm going to search Galaxy Soldier, and I'm going to search 100 as well, which is right there. So we'll grab Soldier and 100. And then we can go activate Soldier, discarding the Galaxy Eyes, Chainlink 1, Soldier, Chainlink 2, Galaxy Photon Dragon. I'm going to grab Summoner here, activate 100 to go ahead and send. What do I want to send here exactly? Sending off the Emperor is very enticing. I think we have to send Emperor, yeah. So we'll send Emperor, bring back Emperor. And we have that Expedition here too, which is super, super clutch. But right now, I want to go ahead and, because I want to set up a Regulus play here, but we do not have access to Orbital just yet. The only way we could really do that is if we would like to Prosperity into a way to get Orbital to the graveyard, like a Foolish, that's really about it. I'll say foolish, or just finding the orbital, I guess, would be another way. But that means we have to commit. We have to commit pretty hard to the Regulus line, which I don't really like the idea of. I guess we could commit our additional normal summon now to bring out the Galaxy Eyes. That'll allow us to rip a card out of their extra deck. And then we can go ahead and use Summoner to make Soldier level 4. I know we already made it a level 8, but we're just going to go ahead and make it a level 4 again. That's nice. Sometimes you have the flexibility to do that. You might think you wanted level 8, but then later on you're like, oh, I kind of want it to be level 4 now. We're going to go to Blast Dragon. That's going to bring out Galaxy Eyes. And then from here, we can go ahead and overlay into number 90 up in the ENZ, just so we can make room here, because we definitely need to make room. And then we're going to Prosperity. And I think we're going to Prosperity for 6. We're going to get rid of Cypher Blade, Cypher, Baguzga. We're going to get rid of one of the second Soul Flares. Don't want to get rid of the Sargus here, though, that's for sure. We'll get rid of Felgran. And we have one more card that we can get rid of. I guess getting rid of Zeus feels very bad, but we'll get rid of the Zeus here since we went first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll take a look at 6 deep and see what we can find. And hopefully we have a way to Orbital, or at least get Orbital. There's Orbital. So Orbital, Afterglow, dropping cards. Orbital, Afterglow, Talents, Double Thrasher. So you guys can see that there. Those are the reveals. I think I'm just going to take Orbital here. I think it's very, very simple decision on what to grab. And those will all go back to the bottom. We'll activate Orbital, equip, and we can go ahead and just search Afterglow here, honestly. And we can do a whole heck of a lot here now. We can special summon the Afterglow and then activate Expedition and bring out another Galaxy Eyes, or we could just bring out the Brave here. And this camera's about to die, so luckily this video is about to wrap up. And then we can overlay these two. Oh man, this is where getting rid of Felgren kind of sucks, because now we can't do that play that I wanted to do, because we don't have any way to actively detach this turn. But I guess we don't have to search Afterglow, because we still want to Expedition for sure. I guess we can just search Wizard for follow-up off of that. I think that would probably just make more sense. And then Expedition for the Brave, and then we can go for sorry, this is a little confusing. Then we can go for the Gigantic Champion. That gets us Disc Coliseum. Disc Coliseum gets us Regulus. And then we activate Regulus in hand, targeting the Photon Orbital Engrave. And that is that. I guess one thing we could have done there is maybe like banished like the C62, kept the Felgran in there. Because we should have known like finding Orbital gets us to Afterglow, which allows us like, because we could have made Felgran number 90, or Felgran, Regulus, and like Sargus. Like this could have been our end board. Like that could have been our end board right there. We'd have no cards in hand, but I mean like look at that field. Look at that field that Galaxy Photon is making in 2023. That is beautiful. That is a beautiful end board. I don't care if it loses outright to Dark Ruler. I mean, like, standby phase, we go like Divine Dragonite Felgran, target the number 90, chain number 90, search like Wizard or search Trance, and we at least have some semblance of follow-up. But man, that's a beautiful board to look at, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like and sub. And as always, Winter Kills signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one. And like always, I'd like to give a huge shout out and thank you to our Divine level channel members who go above and beyond to support this channel, who are Misfit, HH, Cyber, Cadillacs, Pony Stark, and Green. I cannot thank you guys enough for your continued, very generous support of the channel.